Welcome everybody. Welcome to this full moon in Aries starting September the 29th running through that 72-hour window. So we're flowing right about to October the 1st energy on this full moon in Aries. So welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, welcome. A regular North Node community tribe member, so much more. You're so welcome to this very inspiring, emotional healing, mental protection, reset, give and take energy that is coming through for me and you, flowing right into this after this autumn equinox we've entered in, okay, and then we're in between the autumn equinox and the winter till winter solstice. We're now entering to the darker side of scenarios. Okay, so we're entering into the dark energy. All right, so we're welcome, and we're coming into this give and take energy while we're in Libra sun season and Aries full moon. The Libra sun season, in combination of this full moon in Aries, is the sign of relationships. That's what Libra is all about. And that's the season we're entered into, this full moon in Aries. And this is why emotional healing reset is the highlight for all of us. As we have entered in, as I was saying in the beginning, this is the dark half of the year, the time between autumn equinox till winter solstice, which falls right about winter 22nd. Okay, the time of self-reflection as we entered in this dark half of the year. It brings an opportunity of a renew or a new and reaching higher sets of goals that you may want to inspire to do, or revisit intentions and old goals that you may need to bring into more heightenedness too. There may be some areas over the summer that you may have started and then it got caught up into some energy of ending the summer energy and then swaying in and out of these retrogrades. So sometimes it could bring in a little heightened something and a drop off. Okay, so you may have felt that. Comment down below if you've been feeling those type of cycling energy where stuff look high then it kind of fall off, because we've had a lot of retrograde energy, 7 retrogrades, and now we've trickling out of some retrogrades, and then right now we're now entered into Jupiter retrograde. So just wanted to FYI you on that. Okay, so the most important frequency and vibration and purpose of this full moon is to release of is it hard to fulfill relationships, which is Libra, and unless you know yourself, Aries. So right now, the purpose of this full moon is to release. Is it hard for you for fulfilling relationships, which is the Libra highlight in this sun season as the full moon in Aries is in? Or unless you know yourself, which is the Aries highlight of this full moon, this is how you'll get into fulfilling relationships and doing an emotional healing, mental protection release. This energy, the Libra and Aries energy are opposites, okay? They're opposite ends of the polarity, but they work to balance each other out. So Libra and Aries work to balance each other out. And every year, the full moon in Aries falls into Libra sun sign energy. So we have 2 areas that will help support emotional healing, which is a give and take, Make sure you comment down below, give and take. Okay, give and take. All right. Choosing the right relationships with this give and take emotional healing is maintaining your boundaries. Okay, so those are going to be some highlights too, is maintaining and reviewing your boundaries, but being free to be yourself in your relationships too. And also, Libra is going to be focusing on close relationships that you can count on. All right, so close relationships, comment down below below is a dime a dozen, right? Sometimes the close relationships, they last for certain seasons, and sometimes they interchange out. We have cycles in our lives, all of us. So we have new birth, and then we have seasons where things grow, and then it may rebirth some things into a relationship, and then a relationship may come to a complete death energy, okay? And that means it's come to a halt. It came for that time, and then you get back into a new birth or rebirth energy, all right? So sometimes as spiritual beings and soul beings with emotions, sometimes those cycles are very difficult for all of us. Sometimes emotional healing comes in stages of grief. Now that we're at the dark side of the year, many people at times come into a grief energy. Sometimes there's just different seasons of grief, right? Grief comes all throughout, but again, those are cycles. So how do we deal with emotional healing through grief? Grief can be a physical death, an emotional death, mental challenges, different things of that nature. So pay attention and be willing to go through grief cycles where you don't get stuck in those areas. That's why emotional resets, give and take, this energy comes in to bring about healing. It may not be instant, but if you accept it, you'll see the next season that'll come through, like winter and spring after that, it won't be so potent because you have accepted to go through an emotional healing aspect, okay? Now, saying that, I do have an emotional healing community altar, which is emotional healing, mental health healing protection for you, and you can join it. It's powerful. It's about mental health and emotional healing to cleanse you from relationships trauma, trust issues, and anxiety, mood swings, and so much more. Keep in mind, when you do read the link that's hooked for that to join, read in the description box to know that this is not a substitute for going to your primary care or doctors or professionals in that aspect, okay? That doesn't mean jump off and not go through the proper science of things along with a spiritual science that helps us, because we're all made up in all of these capacities. That emotional healing ritual that's for purchase is on sale from $20 now to $15.97. It's very limited, it's very potent, it changes your life. So join that now. It's up on the website at https://eclipticspiritualist7.com. Okay, so the next area that I want to get into is doing your do-it-yourself give and take ritual. Okay, and this involves a friend or loved one. All right, but before we get into working with that DYI, we always want to start out burning our ancestor money. We are doing a ancestor challenge on Patreon right now, where we're burning every single day. Join that. That's to know that you can join it, and we're doing it. So you want to make sure that you do what? Do it. Okay, you want to make sure that you're burning your ancestor money. Okay, so I'm going to burn that on the live here to show you that we do burn our ancestor money. You can buy ancestor money anywhere. You can Google it, look it up, and to see what works for you. Okay, what works for you with purchasing it. All right, so we're burning our ancestor money in the process while I'm talking. Okay, ancestor money is potent. It changes your life, financial, love, so much more. Decrees a method of change in your life. All right, so with this DYI spell work that you can do on your own that we're getting ready to share about, we're also doing a full moon. If you're on a different tier of on Patreon, I do have a full moon ritual that we're doing collaboratively, so you could check out those different tiers and join those. All right, so this particular DYI that you can do is going to be a give and take, and it involves your friends. Okay, it involves your friends and or a friend or a loved one. You want to do it in a private place that you feel safe, or you could do it by FaceTime or Zoom with your friends, okay? You want to make sure that you've got a sage stick available, white sage, whatever you have available for you. You want to make sure that you have an abalone shell. You can see our ancestor money is still burning, okay? Still burning, all right? And then you want to make sure you have your sage stick. You want to have your abalone shell or ashtray or something that's safe for you to burn in. You want to make sure that you've got a lighter. You can have something like this, or matches, whatever you want to have. You also want to make sure that you have a journal and an ink pen to jot down how you feel, and you could use a red or lavender candle to burn during that session. All right, so a couple of items for your DYI. You want to light your lavender candle or your red candle. You want to face your partner, and you want to take 3 deep breaths. You want to light your sage, and you're going to smudge your area. You can smudge yourself, smudge your friend or your partner. You can still do this by Zoom or FaceTime. Everything is in light time. So light is present all the time, and you are always present all the time, okay? Then you're going to hug each other. You can do a virtual hug or a hug in person, and you're going to take 30 seconds to sit down with each other and just relax and take your deep breaths, okay? And then once you take your deep breaths, take about 30 seconds within that time after you did it, and then see what comes up and out of you during that process. Write out what comes up and out, okay? And then you two share it. You want to share it because it's a trust values, all right? Then after that, you'll just snuff out your candle, and you're done with your DYI give and take ritual that you can do with a partner, a friend, or loved one. All right. Now what we're going to do is pull some cards and hear what Spirit has to say as far as the messages with this Aries full moon give and take energy. What do you have to say to the collective with the cards to share with them about this? Set your intentions. Set your intentions for emotional fulfilling relationships and emotional healing and mental protection, okay? Put in the comments, set your intentions. What that will be, what does that mean for you for this spiritual message? What does that mean for you, setting your intentions with this full moon? And then we have, don't relinquish your power. Don't relinquish your power. You know what this is. This is a collective reading, so you know how it speaks to you, okay? Don't relinquish your power, okay? Write that in the comments down below. And last but not least, give without expectations. Give without expectations. This is a wonderful message from Spirit, especially during this harvest season of autumn and fall and this dark half of the year, moving us into the winter solstice. So give without expectations, okay? That's a form of release. That's a form of release, okay? So write out these particular messages in your journal. Comment down below how it feels or means to you. You can also text me and let me know what this means to you. Don't forget to write down, listen to this video a couple of times and how it sits with you and how you should work with this full moon, because Spirit is all about this emotional healing and mental protection for all of us, especially have gone through a lot of seasons, and we're now entering in, we're in this a whole nother season, okay? We've entered into a third season. So this is important, so that way you get what it is that you so desire in your life and fulfilling relationships for you. Or if you don't even know what that is, just ask and release to fulfill a fulfilling relationship with this full moon, Aries and Libra. Don't forget that I offer personalized readings that will change your life. Many topics, along with counseling, spiritual sessions, just listening sessions, just for you to release in that. You can contact me for that as well. I do offer Reiki, ritual work, which is spell work that would change your life in many areas as well. Join Patreon, our ancestor altar challenge in your own personal space as well. I enjoy what I do. I've been doing it for 30 plus years. I'm a very seasoned practitioner. So, give me a call in reference to your personalized readings, spiritual consultations, so much more counseling sessions to listening to you so you can be set free in some areas in your spiritual life and in your emotional health and emotional wealth as well. Health is wealth, along with your spirituality. I love you for taking the time to listen today. Like, share, and subscribe. Happy full moon in Aries. I'll see you later.